When the heroine, with her pregnant belly, asked me to take her in, I realized I'd been reborn. In my past life, I was just the lovesick side character in a novel, the one who silently protected the heroine, saving her from danger over and over. Yet in the end, she ran off with the main guy. Not only that, she and her man even set my house on fire. "This is what you get for hurting Justin," they said. They reconciled, and I died, miserably, from burns that never healed. But now I've been given another chance. Reborn, I saw her again, on the verge of tears, and I called the main guy directly. "Mind your woman, Tony." "I really don't know what to do anymore. Can you help me?" she asked, biting her lip, her eyes teary and heartbroken. "Justin's been secretly meeting another woman. I can't be with him anymore. Tony, can you let me stay for a while?" If I hadn't been reborn, I probably would have comforted her. Told her that as long as I was around, she'd never have to worry. But now, I just glanced at her, noticed her pregnant belly. She awkwardly covered it. I'm pregnant with his child. Does that bother you?" she asked, hesitating, trying to make up her mind. "If you accept this child as your own, I'll agree to stay with you." I didn't respond, didn't plan to let her in. Instead, I calmly asked, "Another fight with Justin?" She looked stunned, clearly not expecting my detached tone. After a moment, realizing I wasn't going to comfort her, she shook her head, with a bitter smile. "There's no point in fighting anymore," she said. "I've been with him for 2 years. He's never acknowledged me publicly, takes photos with Daisy, posts them online, and never denies they're together. What does he think I am? I've completely given up on him." She looked at me, full of pain. "Tony, I was blind before, choosing him. Would you give me a chance to come back to you?" If she'd said that in my past life, I'd have been overjoyed. But that Tony, the one who loved her unconditionally, was already dead, killed by her. I didn't answer. I called Justin instead. "Your woman, with your kid, is at my place. She needs shelter. Keep me out of your lover's squabbles. Get over here in half an hour to pick her up." Her face turned ghostly pale. Had I not been reborn, I would have taken her in again without a second thought. I played that role so many times. From the day she entered my life, I was destined to be her safe harbor, to be the side character, who suffered so she and Justin could have their happy ending. But this time I wasn't playing second fiddle. "On his way, Justin." She continued to explain. She told me Justin had taken Daisy to a movie and a party. She said she was really done with him. She wanted to move on. Be with me. Funny. She'd said that so many times before, while still being with Justin. I actually knew Shirley before Justin. We went to the same university. She and her mom sold crepes outside the campus gate. I remember one rainy day. I saw her standing under a small awning, shivering. I gave her my umbrella and jacket. Her eyes lit up. She quickly made me a crepe to thank me. I never ate street food, but that day I did. It was delicious. After that, I visited her stand regularly, even brought friends. She wasn't like other girls. Wore simple jeans and an apron, hair tied in a ponytail. Not conventionally pretty, but radiated resilience and energy. I couldn't help but be drawn to her. Her encounter with Justin was more dramatic. She spilled sauce on his designer shirt, her cart injured his leg, and destroyed his expensive watch. In debt, she couldn't pay back in a lifetime. Justin, being the arrogant jerk he was, had her cart removed and banned from the campus. Shirley's mom ended up in the hospital. Desperate, she turned to Justin. She went from crepe seller to his, maid to his bed partner, to his hidden girlfriend. When I found out, I offered to help pay her debt. She refused, said she had to face the consequences. But she and Justin always fought. Every time she got kicked out, she came to me. I took her in, over a dozen times. Each time I tried to cheer her up. Gave her food, flowers, gifts. She always said she'd move on, but she never did. Never lasted more than a few days before going back to him. Back then, I pitied her. Now, it just seems laughable. So now, even as she sobbed in front of me, I just smiled faintly, treated it like a joke. When she reached for my hand, I stepped back. Shirley, how many times have you and Justin broken up? Doesn't it always end the same? You two kiss and make up. No need to drag me into it. Didn't you say you didn't want to see me and Justin fighting? I added. Honestly, if you didn't come to me, Justin and I, friends for over 20 years, would be fine. Every time she came to me, Justin picked a fight, accused me of trying to steal his girl, and every time I fought back because of how he treated her, and she'd be there, crying, pleading, please stop fighting. She paused, staring at me in disbelief. Tony, even you're tired of me? I know I didn't listen last time, she continued, but I had my reasons. Last time? Justin had left her stranded at the foot of a mountain to meet Daisy. I drove 3 hours to get her. The next morning, Justin wanted her back to cook breakfast for Daisy. I tried to stop her. Shirley, don't go back to him, she said. If I didn't drive her, she'd take the bus, so after a sleepless night, I drove her back. Before she could explain more, Justin arrived. I cut her off. You're not kids anymore, I said. Isn't this runaway game getting old? You know, I used to like Shirley. She keeps saying things that make it hard not to read into them. I emphasized, used to. Shirley's face went pale. She opened her mouth to speak, but turned to Justin instead. Justin, it's not like that. I interrupted. Aren't you two fine? Why keep confessing to me? Asking for shelter? Is this some game? Am I just another piece on your board? Justin was already fuming. He pulled Shirley behind him. She's mine, he said. I know, I replied. That's why I called you to come handle your woman. In the past, I'd warned Justin to treat her right. Looking back, I was an idiot. She used me to make him jealous. Sure, maybe I was wrong for having feelings for her, but wasn't she wrong for coming to me? Knowing that? Justin looked at both of us, me at the door, not letting her in, and her, crying, realizing what I'd done. He patted my shoulder. Sorry for the trouble. Promise it's the last time. I just shrugged. Better be. He nodded and pulled Shirley away. I just bumped into Daisy, he explained to her. Why run away? Bumped into her 5 times this week? Shirley cried. Movies, coffee, parties? Do you think I'm stupid, low class, looking for someone better? I interrupted. Hey, can you two take this elsewhere? I've got company. Don't want to waste their time. Shirley froze, shocked. She probably never thought I could like anyone else. Once they left, I rubbed my temples. Dealing with them distracted me from the real thing. My rebirth. Piecing together my past felt surreal. I'm Tony. Not the supporting character anymore. I'm the lead. Justin and I go way back. Elite schools, rich kids. We were the real life. Heirs. Then came Shirley. A breath of fresh air. Every guy was smitten. But Justin won because he was the lead. Not anymore. We'd just graduated and started learning the ropes. I was already excelling. Snagged a few deals that were meant for Felix. My parents were thrilled. They planned to guide me for 2 more years, then retire and travel. In my past life, I skipped work to be with Shirley. Disappointed them. When Justin got engaged to Daisy, Shirley said she wanted to marry me. I agreed. My parents opposed it. I left home for her. Dad fell ill. I wanted to visit. She begged me not to. Tony, she said, just this once. Indulge me. I'm scared. I stayed. Hired caretakers. Returned home late. Too late. Dad had passed. Mom aged overnight. Is she really worth losing your family for? She asked. Shirley showed up, knelt beside her, begged for acceptance. Love your son, she said. Wish him happiness. My mom summoned the butler. He showed photos. Shirley and Justin at a hotel. "He just left," she said. "And you ran to him again," Shirley cried. "Justin forced me. If Tony were with me, I'd never go to Justin." "Marry me," she said. "I'll end it for good." I believed her. My mom fainted. "Tony?" My dad's voice brought me back. "Sorry," I zoned out. He smiled. "Relax. You've done well. Felix invited you to a sea fireworks party, right?" That sea party. In my past life, it nearly killed Shirley. Daisy pushed her into the ocean. Justin saved Daisy. Left Shirley, 7 months pregnant, to drown. She cramped. Began to sink. I jumped in, saved her. Waited on rocks all night. Lucy rescued us. "You're a fool," she said. "The biggest fool. She steered us to shore. Shirley lost the baby. Tried to harm herself. Justin went to Italy with Daisy. Met a genius software designer. That guy made their company rich. This time, I got to the designer first. He signed with me. This time, it was Felix who saved Shirley. But no Lucy. He almost died. Hospitalized. Permanently injured. His family turned against Justin's. When I returned, Shirley was with Felix, hopeless, heartbroken. She agreed to be with him. This life? I'm not playing anyone's fool, I'm the lead. Just like she agreed to marry me in the previous life. Felix, much like the old me, thought he'd finally won the girl of his dreams. He thought he owned the world. But what he didn't know was that taking care of a heartbroken heroine, providing her with a good life, is just part of a side character's role. We're meant to give without ever truly having, and getting too close to the heroine usually brings misfortune. 2 months into being with Shirley, Felix's parents were so furious they ended up in the hospital. His father was so mad he wanted to sever ties with everyone. Felix was retracing my old steps. As a friend, I warned him a few times, but he was as stubborn as I once was. He ignored everyone's advice, cut ties with his family, and started a life with Shirley. Unlike me, who could sustain myself after cutting ties and even provide Shirley with a well-off life, Felix was like a spoiled, rich kid, useless. He soon began borrowing money from his friends. I checked the time. It was almost time for the protagonist couple's reconciliation dinner. Last time, their reunion nearly made me, the ever-devoted second male lead, give up. This time, I wanted Felix to see Shirley's true colors. So, I invited him and said he could bring a date. At the last dinner, I brought Shirley. Her outfit alone cost over $50 million. Justin was quite taken by the all-decked-out Shirley. He was angry that the woman who had left him was now doing better, and even angrier that she was with me. But he couldn't help being drawn to her again. When the elders called me away for a chat, Shirley accidentally wandered into the men's restroom. Justin cornered her. There was a forced encounter. He cajoled and coerced her into forgiving him. She left with him to his villa that very night. When I asked why, crying, she said sorry. She said she couldn't let go of Justin and she hoped I'd understand. But I couldn't. She had agreed to marry me. I had prepared everything. Yet she went back to someone who had nearly killed her. I was heartbroken. Lucy was so mad she scolded me, and even hit me. This time, Lucy was my date. She wore the jewelry I gave her. With her natural beauty and sense of style, she was dazzling, maybe even outshining everyone that night. She gave me a proud look. "See that? This is what you call class? Isn't it way better than your Shirley?" Lucy never liked Shirley. Always said she was manipulative and sanctimonious. I used to hate it when she said that. I'd remind her not to talk like that. But now I see how spot on her judgment was. Shirley might have loved Justin, but she strung the rest of us along. Women really do understand women. When Shirley arrived with Felix, her eyes kept darting to me. She looked hurt seeing me laugh and talk with Lucy. She kept shooting over pitiful glances. Lucy rolled her eyes, grumbling. Typical. She wants to have her cake and eat it too. Total two-timer. Looking at Lucy's angry, sparkly eyes, I couldn't help but think she was so lively, so cute. You've got great eyes, Lucy. Here, have some juice. Calm down. The plot wasn't going to change. As expected, Shirley disappeared not long into dinner. Felix panicked, thinking she'd gotten hurt, and started searching frantically. But due to plot constraints, he couldn't find her. I helped him. Seems like she went toward the restroom. I'll help you look. Lucy, always one to join in, chimed in. I'm coming too. The three of us, along with a couple of staff, made our way to the men's restroom. A maintenance sign was posted outside. Inside, we could hear the sounds, restrained moans, and Justin's vulgar insults. Who are you dressing like this for? That desperate? Felix not satisfying you? Shirley's voice close to tears. You're talking nonsense. I'm not like that. Justin, never been touched before? Then why are you so obedient now? Remember, I'm your first and only. No one else gets to touch you. Shirley, you don't have the right to control me. What position are you even in now? Justin yelled back, I'm your man, that's why. It sounded like an argument, but it was more like flirtatious banter. Felix's worried face turned to hurt. As a fellow supporting character with a tragic end, I reminded him kindly, see? It clearly now. No matter how well we treat Shirley, she only loves Justin. Felix asked a question I once asked myself. But he almost killed her, and he's engaged to Daisy. Why does she keep going back? I quoted the story's script. Maybe that's just true love. Nothing gets in the way of the main couple. It's just sad they don't realize it's the side characters who help them make it to the end. In fact, with Daisy, the so-called vicious supporting female, the heroine might not even survive. That's just how this cliched chase-the-wife drama goes. First, torment Shirley, then torment Justin. After Shirley and Justin got back together again, I stopped caring. I focused on my career. With the help of a talented designer and my knowledge from the past life, I intercepted several of the male lead's opportunities. My family's business thrived. We even expanded overseas. The stubborn old board members started to recognize me. My dad began preparing to retire. By the company's year-end banquet, I had officially stepped off the stage of the main couple's love story. Meanwhile, Shirley started reaching out. She wanted comfort, help, but I blocked her. She went to my house. I had moved. She came to my company, couldn't get in. In the end, she turned to Felix. But Felix, still heartbroken from that restroom scene, turned to alcohol and moved abroad. He's now engaged. Shirley was left confused and alone. I heard she wasn't doing well, working as a waitress, even a club hostess. She still had that heroine charm. Men were drawn to her. Women disliked her. Always in trouble. On and off with Justin. Back and forth between the mansion and a rented place. Pampered sometimes. Abused other times. I saw her again almost a year later, just before Christmas. I had just returned from a business trip. She ran up to me. Tony, please help me. I'm at my wit's end. If it weren't for the familiar opening line, I might not have recognized her. Gaunt, in a hospital gown, miserable. She had just been tricked by Daisy, who faked an illness. Justin took her kidney. She had another miscarriage. Her mother died from the shock after Daisy exposed Shirley's supposed affairs. 3 blows. She crumbled. She ran away from the hospital to escape Justin. Last time I took her in. Got her a villa, a housekeeper, a doctor, nursed her back to health for 6 months. Then she ran into Justin again, now unhappy in his marriage, and went back to being his mistress. Tony, I only have you now, she cried. He doesn't trust me, took my kidney. Daisy killed my mom. He says I'm making a fuss. I regret it. I should have been with you. I won't leave again. She reached for me. I stepped back. Shirley, we're just friends. I can call your boyfriend or an ambulance. No! Don't you dare call him. I hate him. Take me with you, Tony. Be mine. Marry me. I shook my head. Her tears didn't move me anymore. I had security call 911 and walked into the company. She screamed, tried to follow. Security stopped her. I heard her cries. "Why are you doing this to me too? Why? Why? Because people who treat her well always get hurt." Felix tried to save her, died from it. I gave her everything. She burned me to the ground. If I were cruel, I'd seek revenge, but I just stopped caring. She knew I had feelings, but she wanted me to stay in the friend zone while giving her the devotion of a lover. You can't have both. Lucy saw her again, working as a waitress. Shirley spilled hot soup on her, lifted her skirt to show red marks. I think she did it. "On purpose," Lucy said. "She's mad because people think we're getting married." I played dumb. Lucy pressed. "They're saying we're engaged. Shirley broke up with Justin and now she's eyeing you again. She's pissed and got me fired." She watched my reaction closely. I didn't flinch. "She got herself fired. Still," Lucy warned me, "stay away from her. No contact." Lucy wasn't a main character either, but she saved Shirley's life twice. And because she slapped Shirley after I died, Justin ruined her family. Her parents died. She handled everything herself. Brought offerings to my grave. "Tony, keep this money safe. When I join you, I want it back." Then she took her own life. Now, Lucy puffed her cheeks in frustration. "You still care about her? Clueless idiot. She's stringing you along." She stomped off. I caught her hand, lightly tapped her forehead. "I'm worried about you. Haven't contacted Shirley in 2 years. Don't you know what I've been doing when I'm not working?" "I've been with you." Her anger faded. "Not like I insist you stay with me. I just want to be with you." It felt genuine. No filters, just warmth. Growing up together. Growing. Old together? You're beautiful. Guys like you. If I don't stick close, someone might snatch you away. I want to get ahead of them. So maybe try dating me first?" She blushed. "Rumors say we're engaged. So, propose in 3 days, or I'll beat you up." I did. 3 days later, 5 months after we got married. The day of our engagement, Shirley and Justin got back together. They even showed up. Justin, already married to Daisy, brought Shirley into that circle. People found it gross. They didn't care, even tried to keep me as a backup. Shirley approached Lucy. "Tony, marrying someone you don't love won't make you happy." Was she serious? "I'm not like you, Shirley. I love Lucy. I want to marry her. This has nothing to do with you." She looked hurt. "We're friends." "Don't make a mistake you'll regret," I interrupted. "You better go. Lucy's got a temper. She might slap you." She turned and walked away, looking back every few steps. Only I know what comes next. This is the climax of her story. Last. Time. I got dragged into it. This time, she's on her own. I took Lucy to Iceland to see the Northern Lights. Her dream. She'd been waiting for me this whole time. That whole not marrying until 30 thing. Just an excuse to wait for me to move on from Shirley. Last time, by the time I turned 30, I was already dead inside, and actually she died. Never got the chance to see the lights with anyone by her side. I'm glad, though. Glad that I didn't do anything in my past life that hurt her, like some cheesy novel plot. Glad she always stayed carefree, even if love didn't always go right. She lived her life to the fullest. The day Shirley got kidnapped, I turned off my phone when I stepped out and shoved it into my coat pocket. When I looked up, there was Lucy on the opposite side of the street spinning around with her camera. Pointed at me. "Make a peace sign. I'll take your pic." I did, with a goofy smile. She laughed at how silly I was and saved the picture. Running down Rainbow Street with her felt like finding peace I'd never known before. Each step was a journey through the past and present. In some abandoned warehouse, I shielded Shirley from the brutal beatings of the kidnappers. But on Rainbow Street, Lucy dragged me into a little shop and plopped a silly hat on my head, covering my cold red ears. In a cramped box, I cradled a nearly lifeless Shirley, bleeding my wrist to feed her the blood she needed to stay alive. But on Rainbow Street, Lucy stood in front of me with a grin and stuffed local snacks into my mouth. In the past, facing death, Shirley promised me, "If we make it out, I'll marry you. I want to be your wife and stay by your side forever." In this life, living like any other day, Lucy told me, our life will be colorful, like this street. "Oh, right," she added. "You don't like colors. You only like black, white, and gray." "But it's fine," she smiled. "Colorful and monochrome both look good together." In my past life, Shirley's promise had me in tears. In this one, holding Lucy with a smile, I said, "I don't just like black, white, and gray." She playfully led me behind an orange. Wall lifted herself on tiptoes and kissed me, erasing all echoes of that past life. That wall, the same color as the sun, shut out all those old shadows. In that moment, I felt it clearly. I was truly reborn as just Tony, not some side character named Tony. By the time Lucy and I got back home, the whole kidnapping and Daisy setup was over. Justin played it safe and picked Daisy. Without me there to save Shirley under Daisy's orders, the kidnappers tortured her badly. Barely alive, they tossed her into an abandoned crate and set fire to it, just like they did in my past life. Was rescued by a passerby right before death, but ended up with severe burns. Just like me back then. She's been in the ICU for 2 weeks. She has to figure out how painful those burns are on her own. The arson case caught police attention, and the kidnappers got arrested quickly, ratting out Daisy for reasons I'll never understand. Daisy threw Justin under the bus, too. Both she and the kidnappers insisted they were just doing Justin's dirty work, getting rid of an annoying fling. And the fact that Shirley was Justin's fling is one quick search away. Justin, of course, denied everything. But the police had the kidnappers recorded clips. In those clips, Justin's talking to the kidnappers like he's just giving orders, plain and simple. Only in a twisted story could the author spin that as Justin caring about Shirley. I mean, after saving Daisy, he literally advised the kidnappers, "But I warn you, you better clean this up nice." That line put Justin straight in the frame as the mastermind. No redemption arc here. So before the win back the wife drama could even kick off, the male lead and the psychic female lead found themselves in jail. Shirley's survival might lessen their sentences, but if she doesn't make it, they're both looking at life. Shirley asked to see me. I said no. 3 times. I figured, what's the point? Then she had a nurse send me a message. The 2 years at the French Manor were my happiest times, but in this life, I've never taken her to any French manor. That's when I knew. She was reborn, too. I pondered it briefly, then decided to see her at the hospital. Shirley lay on the bed, swathed in gauze everywhere. Only her eyes and lips stuck out past the bandages, just like I had looked before. Her eyes had a fierce glare. Tears welled up, but she didn't dare cry. Crying would just add to the pain, a whole new kind of torture. Her voice was raspy, like someone who had really lived 2 lives. "Tony, why didn't you come to save me this time? You were supposed to save me, weren't you? Did you find out? Is it because you found out I burned you alive in our last life?" Looking at her now, I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel happy. Last time, when I was suffering so much, she never even came to see me once. "Yeah, I found out," I said. "If I save you, I'll die. My fiancé will die. My in-laws will die. And those 6 Filipino helpers who've been looking after you for 2 years will die. As long as I leave you be, we can all live well." "Why should I save you?" She took a few heavy breaths. It made this nasty noise in her chest, like an old bellows. She screamed, "Can you blame me? You were the one who went for Justin first. You messed him up so bad. Shouldn't I get revenge for him? You knew I loved him, yet you hurt him like that. Didn't you think about my feelings? I let out a mocking laugh. Shirley, do you even remember why I hurt Justin? She hadn't forgotten. She just didn't want to admit she was wrong. She loved me, so she should have understood my true intentions. I shook my head slowly. I don't know. In the past life, Shirley was kidnapped, and the kidnappers called me to bring $50 million. Without hesitation, I went. The kidnappers took the money but didn't let us go. They were scared we'd go to the cops, so they planned to kill us. They tried to harm Shirley. I fought until I was beaten unconscious. Only then did they succeed. When I woke up, I found myself with Shirley, all broken like a rag doll, locked in a container. Inside that scorching, sealed space, in the summer heat, we were trapped. I thought we were going to die. So I gave all my survival chances to Shirley. I fed her my blood. My throat was so dry it felt cracked, but I kept calling her name to keep her awake. Eventually, Lucy found us. I was in a coma in the hospital for half a month. I couldn't get out of bed for nearly 2 months. During that time, Lucy hired a nurse to take care of me. As for Shirley, she was lost in her sorrow and never checked on me. Yet I still loved her. I understood her pain, her despair, so I never complained. When I recovered, she kept her promise and married me. She didn't want to stay in the country because of all the bad memories, so I took her to live in France. She told me she hated Justin, wanted him to pay, wanted him to feel what it was like to lose everything. So I attacked Justin's company mercilessly. I fought dirty in that business war. I told Justin about Shirley's resentment, the truth of the kidnapping and what she went through. When he was mentally messed up and distracted, I crushed them. After hearing the news, Shirley said she wanted to see Justin, see him when he was at his lowest. Though she was my wife in name, she never let me touch her, claimed PTSD. But during that time, she stuck to me, always holding my arm in front of Justin. She looked down on him, spoke with disdain. Her voice shook. I thought she was sad. But later I realized she was excited. When I had nothing, how did you treat me? Now that you're broke, why should I forgive you? Justin, you'll have to feel all the pain I went through. She turned to me sweetly and said, I never want to see him again. He dirties my sight. Can you send him away for me? I did everything for her. Immediately had Justin taken away. I even made sure he'd be treated like Shirley was. Driven by her hatred, I thought I was just fulfilling her wishes. Who'd have thought after learning what I did to Justin, Shirley began to hate me? Tony, didn't expect you to be this cruel. You destroyed his career, wrecked his family. Why humiliate him this way? I didn't think you were this kind of person. I'm so disappointed in you. She eagerly rushed to Justin, took care of him, confessed her feelings, expressed longing, forgave everything, promised Justin, I'll avenge what he did to you. When Justin began recovering, she came back. I thought she'd come back to me, but before I could be too happy, I found out she drugged our food. Before leaving, she set our house on fire. 6 Filipino helpers who cared for her perished in that fire. I got severely burned, months of torment in the hospital. Eventually, I died from infection. Shirley, posing as my widow, inherited everything I owned, gave it all to Justin. My company became his. They reconciled, avenged everyone who wronged her, got married, had kids, lived happily ever after. Even if I killed you before, that was a past life, she said. I haven't done anything in this one. Why let me die? Do you hate me that much? Hate me enough to wish me dead? I sighed, shook my head. Shirley, I don't hate you. It's the story set up I hate. Now that you've woken up, you should remember I acted that way because I was the male counterpart to the female lead, the one who fell for her. Shirley was the sidekick. Tony was the side character. The real Tony could never love you, understand? In this lifetime, I don't like you. So naturally, I don't hate you. I'm just following my heart, not caring about someone irrelevant. She turned away, yelling in agony from the hospital room. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Why did it turn out this way? I don't want this. Then came the news. Shirley passed away. I stayed indifferent. Her death didn't stir anything in me. After Shirley died, Justin and Daisy got life sentences. Because of the scandal, Felix's reputation took a hit. Within a couple of years, other companies devoured it. I followed my heart and married Lucy. 2 years later, we had a lovely daughter named Tina. My folks were over the moon, turning into the ultimate grandparents, bragging about their granddaughter. To anyone who'd listen, the world kept turning. Nothing went haywire just because it lost its leading lady and man. The difference was, those who were meant to be collateral in the love saga became the stars of their own. Everyone lived, whether ordinary or extraordinary, their own lives.